Paddy, your batsmen were confident they came here with their plans and you had to counter the spin. The plans wrong, or did they not follow them? How do you explain it?
Yeah, hard to know. I think that'll be the review over the next few days. I think everyone came with pretty clear plans. I think the challenge is kind of under the furnace, being brave enough to be proactive at times. So I think that'll be the conversations over the next couple of days. They face some pretty tough bowlers out there at times.
How's Trav doing after he was dropped for this test, and was it a mistake leading again?
We're confident that was our best 11 for this week. We know how quality Trav is. He's a huge part of this team, but we were confident in the 11 guys that were out there. He's been really good around the group. He's been out the back, working hard on his game like he always does.
Our Cam Green, Mitch Stark, Josh Hayes, we were tracking to those two of those three, they got solved any issues going to Delhi.
Yeah, potentially. I think Starkey lands today or tomorrow into Delhi. I think Joshy might not quite be ready for Delhi. He's getting up and running now. He's pretty close, but I don't think he'll be quite ready for Delhi. Greeny's a bit of a wait and see. Still hoping. He's had a couple of good hits out here. His bowling's pretty good, so the next couple of days we'll assess it.
Pat, what would you like to say about the last session?
Not too much. I think times in India, playing over here, the game really speeds up. It's a good thing if you're on top. If you're behind, it can be really challenging. So, I thought all their bowlers bowled really well, really put the pressure on us, and next time we've got to try and find a way to manage that.
Will you say it was good bowling or poor defense?
I thought, a lot of it was good bowling. Obviously, two masters of their craft, fresh legs, bowled really well. In saying that, I don't think much is going to change for the next couple of games. That's what we're going to come up against, so we've got to find better methods.
Pat, prior to the test match, Steve Smith came for the press conference and he said that the batters need to be proactive when spinners are bowling, high quality spinners are bowling. But do you think that in this, in your both of your league, the batters hasn't been proactive enough? Spinners were allowed to be bowled at a certain play.
Yeah, potentially. I think that's fair. You saw Smithy and even Alex Carey at times, put the pressure back onto the bowlers. I think it takes a bit of bravery. It's kind of easier said than done. But I think if you just facing ball after ball, the bowlers are pretty good. You're probably going to get one with your name on it. So again, that will be the conversations this week. If we get the same conditions, same bowlers, what are we going to do differently? And I think at times probably being more proactive.
Pat, given the heavy nature of the defeat, does it defeat psychologically, and how do you sort of mentally get over what we just said in the last 2 hours?
Yeah. I think sometimes it's kind of easier just to put behind you those kind of wins, those kind of losses. You're not looking for small margins. You got to have a really good hard look at your game and where you. Maybe some big strides that you need to change to obviously give yourself the best chance next week. So we've had a really good run the last kind of 12 months. So it hasn't been many losses in that change room. I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel. It's just again tweaking different approaches to how we play and maybe particular methods.
How do you use the last 2 days? It wasn't in the plan, obviously. So, what are you thinking you might do over the next couple of days here?
Sorry, I missed that first part. Just what we're going to do.
What are you thinking you might use? How will you use the next 2 days?
I think the next day or two just recover, and then once we get to Delhi, maybe do a bit more work than we would have perhaps done if it was a longer test here. But just kind of relax, refresh. Sure, lots of good conversations will happen and get to Delhi ready to kind of roll the sleeves up and get into it.
Louis, I think you go there.
You guys have two right-off spinners. Their right-off spinners are unplayable when you bowl today. He's just playing to get back home. Why Ashton is such a threat, and there were times where Nathan and Todd didn't like the same way.
Yeah, he's obviously a world-class bowler, especially in these conditions. He's one of the all-time great Indian bowlers. So he's always going to be a challenge. I think, it's not only the bowling. I think if you bat big here and you give the bowlers a day off, I think everyone's a bit fresher. There's a little bit more on the ball. So I think you saw that at times. That them being able to stretch their batting innings, put a few more overs into all those bowlers probably decreases the effectiveness. But I thought there was at times where our bowlers bowled beautifully as well, posed just as difficult questions. Unfortunately, didn't fall our way.
Yeah, on a more positive note, would you like to talk about Todd Murphy and his performance on debut?
Yeah, Todd was fantastic. We've seen quite a bit of him over the last week, but all season for Victoria. Saw a little bit of him in Sri Lanka, and we've been really impressed. Just a little bit of a different bowler to Nathan as well, a bit flatter. Bowls a lot of square seamers as well as kind of can get up and over them. And just he walked straight in and looked like he belonged at this level. Coming in with only 4 kind of frontline bowlers, we knew that second spinner was key, and yeah, he's fantastic this week.
Last one, you guys.
So, Pat, before the game, there was much chatter about the nature of the surface and how it will play. So after the end of the game, how would you as a skipper summarize how the pitch played and how it behaved?
I think in some ways, probably as expected. It wasn't a lot of bounce for the pace bowlers, and the spinners for all 3 days looked like they were the most threatening, and at times really, really tough. So no real surprise.